Alona Kliuchka is a cellist and a recent graduate of the MA Classical Strings course, which is run in conjunction with the University of Limerick by the Irish Chamber Orchestra. Of course, I wanted to talk to Alona all about the MA course, but in addition to that, Alona is joining the orchestra for our concerts next week, and so I wanted to ask her what she's looking forward to. Alona, the first question I wanted to ask you, how did you find out about the MA for classical strings, and what was it that you most enjoyed about studying in Limerick?
I found about the course just in internet, and I thought, well, that sounds like interesting, the course, and go to Ireland. At that time I lived in Netherlands, and I was like, okay, what's next? What I should do next? And I was like, well, I tried this one, let's just try it. And then I had an interview with Diane, and I think that was the point when I thought, wow, I really like this person, and it was something intuitive. I felt I have to go there, I'm going to learn something. Even though I didn't know about much the course, about IC Orchestra or about the Ireland, it was something, I felt something like coming from my inside, like, yes, you have to go and you have to do it.
How did it feel in comparison to the feeling that you had before you came, that kind of, oh, I've got to do it, I've got to do it? Did it feel like it was the right thing to do once you'd arrived in Limerick?
I remember the time when I arrived actually in Dublin airport. I felt that I was a different planet or something. It was so nice. And the moment when I arrived, I remember I was in the bus, taking the bus from airport, and I arrived to Limerick University, and we met there with Diane. And everything was green, and it was huge university, and I saw it on the map or something before, but honestly I didn't hear about Limerick University. And then I saw these huge buildings and loads of staff and loads of students and huge departments. I was like, wow, that's something really amazing. And I was like, oh yes, I'm going to study here, that's super. Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't expect that.
Fantastic. I have to say, when I've talked to people about the course, about the MA and everything, I find myself thinking, I really want to do that course. It sounds so good. So I want to ask you now about the main musical benefits of the course. What, as a cellist, what do you feel that you really got out of it that you didn't have when you first arrived, but that you'd kind of gained musically by the time you finished the course?
Yeah, well, for me, this course, it was like a journey, like a retreat, and I learned and rediscovered a lot about myself as a human beings and also as a musician. And the environment in the course, it's fantastic, because the orchestra, I felt like I was part of the family, and I still feel that, of course. and the course itself is the same, so we're all from different countries, it's very international. And we're just spending lots of time together doing like different things, like preparing for audition, playing orchestra, chamber music, baroque music, in improvisation, teaching. So we're really together, and there is a strong bond creating between musicians while I was there in 2 years. And actually when I finished, still lots of my classmates, they're still like around Ireland, and we are still meeting and chatting and doing some jobs sometime together, which is amazing. Yeah, and I think the main benefits for me, I learned, I really started to feel confident myself playing in orchestra, and also in general as musician and human being, that I started to just enjoy myself more and my playing, and just be more myself, I would say. It's like a journey to myself.
And if you think about somebody else applying for the course, what would your advice be to them to, before they applied, or, if they were unsure about what to do, what would you suggest? What would you say?
I think this course is very good for open-minded people, for students who open to develop, who open to experiment and experience something so different, because this course is very different from all the conservatories. Like, I studied before in Netherlands, and I was visiting different conservatories, doing master classes around Europe. So this one is so different, and I think it's also this experience, it's very different for everyone. Like, I experienced that, it doesn't mean that someone will have the same feeling. But I think being open-minded and be ready to change a lot of things and to really change your view about what music is might be, yeah, might be something interesting.
So next week you're joining the ICO for our concerts. I'm wondering, I think I actually know the answer to this question, but I want you to tell the viewers, is this the first time you've played with the ICO?
Well, yeah, since I'm a student, since I started course, I was always taking part in some projects, and it's normal for course because they support students and it's great, we're learning. But somehow I always feel that it's like a first time that something new and exciting is going to happen. And yeah, I love this feeling like, oh yes, I'm going to do something amazing which I've never done before. So yeah.
Fantastic. And musically, we've got two piano concertos, two Mozart piano concertos, two amazing pieces. But I'm wondering what you're looking forward to musically about next week.
Well, to be honest, I'm so excited to work with Christian, and I think it's going to be something amazing. And I don't know, is it the first time probably he's working also with Irish Chamber Orchestra? And well,
I think he has been once before actually.
Oh yeah,
but
okay.
I know he's really excited about it.
Okay, well, for me it's like first time I'm going to work with a person who, in my expectation or my feeling, has such a deep understanding and connection to Mozart, and I feel like I can learn a lot from these concerts and for especially time during rehearsals. And yeah, Mozart, it's like all musicians, and when we are playing we're having own like attitude, some special emotions or feelings, and it's always deep and intense. And then people who are coming to the concerts, they can feel it, and then they created some own feelings on the top. So it's always, I think with Mozart there is always very deep connection between audience, because everyone knows Mozart, everyone is like, oh Mozart, yeah, of course I know Mozart. And yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Alona, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I very much appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week in Limerick.